I couldn't afford to pay for the fuel for the super yacht, let alone the actual yacht.
I reckon if there was a teams championship for social media, you guys would be P1.
We're going to have to actually buy a shelf from IKEA and build something because we don't have any trophies. So we're going to...
You don't have a trophy cabinet? All right, we are here for episode 5 of the Drivers Only Supercars podcast. We've got Thomas Randle here with Aaron Cameron, the driver of the number 3 Cool Drive Ford Mustang, and Richie Stanaway, the number 62 New Line Premier Chevrolet Camaro. Boys, thanks for joining me. How was your flight home? Were you both on the red eye? Richie?
I didn't take the red eye, no. So it's much better to fly the next day. So you get a proper night's sleep on Sunday. So I've made that mistake a few times.
Good call.
Taking the red eye.
Good call.
You were
Aaron?
on it, I take it?
Yeah, I was. Were you, Aaron?
No, I took the next morning as well because, we got a sneaky podium as a team. So there was a bit of celebrating to do on Sunday night.
Very true. Well, we'll get into that. So speaking about the weekend that we had in Perth, obviously it always throws up some wild outcomes. Firstly, let's touch on you, Aaron. How would you summarise your weekend overall in the Wild West?
It was definitely a step forward for us. On our side, obviously, we all know we're not the fastest car out there, but another step up, sort of in the grid and qualifying better again, and the race result, my best race result so far. So, pretty happy, and there's still plenty of things to fix, and cool to see James get some nice results as well, and obviously we knew it was going to be a strong track for us going on last year, and obviously we get a Walkinshaw setups now, so it was always going to be a good circuit, and glad we could get some good results and the team vibes up.
I just want to know, what was the team vibe like after you and JC came together? Was that the first race or second race?
Yeah, that was the first race.
What happened there?
I wasn't too pleased. Going up out of turn 5, I was just trying to file in. James was coming out pretty quick and pretty wide, and hip and shoulder, see you later. It's so much fun.
So it was James's fault?
Oh, clearly. Earlier in the year when he was doing it to the other rookies, Cooper Murray, Kai Allen, I was laughing and thinking, how good is this? Suck it.
And you're thinking, he's never going to do it to me because we're teammates. Yeah.
He always helps me out. And then this time, and we have this, it's probably the same with you guys, in your team, you have little start competitions for 0 to 100 times.
Yeah.
And I get smoked all the time, and but this one, nailed it. He lit it up, and I went past him, waving, giving him the bird. It was just awesome. And then I think he was so upset about that I beat him off a start, that he had to hip and shoulder me. And I went a long way out to whatever is out there at turn 5.
That's turn 5. Yeah, right. So you were heading basically back to Perth.
Yes. Yeah, just too early, and so then I punched it a left rear. I got hit on the right rear, but I punched it a left rear because I flew up and I think I dug in, and it was just, so that ruined my Saturday race, but I'm sure he had a great race. Yeah,
well, he definitely had a great race on Sunday. Like you said, BRT's first podium in 4.5 years. So it looked like the team was pretty ecstatic, and JC was crying, I think, on the in-lap, so he would have been pretty stoked. And were you all just getting on the champers Sunday night? Yeah, no, everyone was really stoked. There's a lot of hard work that goes in general, and when you get a podium, it makes it all sort of okay, and there's a lot of tears, I'd say, from a few tears from JC, but I think John and Tim Blanchard, put a lot of money and time into this, and to get the little third place trophy makes it all okay. Yeah.
Here's James Courtney.
Yeah, it's been so hard, as you boys would know, just to try and get a trophy in supercars, and trying to get a win's tough, but even a podium is so difficult. So, no, it was awesome to see JC up there, and great. I think his last podium, was it in Perth as well? Might have been.
I think what they said is his last podium was in Perth, and that's the last time he got a new sponsor.
And it was snowy. It was Snowy Rivers.
Snowy, yes.
Yeah, that was their first round.
This time we had Leon come on board on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and then bang, gets a podium. It was so this whole thing now, we've got to try and find new sponsors for
to
every
get
round.
podiums.
And in theory, we're going to be on the podium all the time. So
it's what's happening to you now.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to sponsor us, let us know.
Look at one of these cameras.
Yeah.
Sponsor Aaron or any of us. Oh, well, that's good. That was really good to see. So, yeah, I'm sure moving into Darwin, who knows what's going to happen there. But these safety cars are mixing up the field a bit, so it seems to help if you stay long, and if you pit early, then you can be in a bit of trouble. But yeah, what about you, Richie? How would you summarise your weekend in Perth?
Yeah, tough one for me. So yeah, I feel like we learnt a lot though, which is good. When you have a tough weekend, it's nice to know you come out the other side of it having learned something. So. Yeah, for me, it's just about finding the right approach. It's really since I came back at the start of last year, my season last year was kind of split in two halves in terms of the way I went about it, kind of polar opposites. And then coming back this year, it's sort of about trying to find like something in the middle and, just, I guess, changing teams and then, figuring out how we go about it and how we find a way that works for me is just taking a bit of time.
Yep.
And yeah, Tassie was pretty solid for us. Like I feel like we found a bit of a direction and then...
well, that Sunday result, I think you finished fifth, didn't you? Top five?
Yeah, and then you sort of think, oh yeah, we've figured it out. And then, then you turn up in the next round and you're back down the back. So it's been interesting actually, just, learning what we have and just figuring out how to put it all together. So feeling, I guess, more upbeat than I normally would after a round like that, just knowing that we've got some stuff to take forward.
Yeah. And how's since you've left, or not, you left Penrite, I guess, or Groves, and you've moved to Premier, how's the team environment been with Pete and the whole team at Premier?
Yeah, it's an awesome environment, probably one of the top 3 teams I've probably ever driven for, and just in terms of the atmosphere and the vibe at that team. So I'm really enjoying being there. But it's just about trying to find results. But that's obviously a different part of the puzzle. So it's just a nice environment for me to, I guess, work out how to get to the front of the field.
Well, I think on that, one of the big changes this year has been the formats, right? We've moved to this 440 format for most of these sprint rounds, and some rounds were majority on the super soft tyre, and then we go to the soft tyre, and then we qualify on a soft, and then you get one shot or 2 shots on a super soft that you haven't practiced on. It's obviously not easy, but how have you found that as a team, to try and adapt to that sort of format that we've got now? Because Saturday, it's such a huge day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough, especially when you got a short turnaround between some of the sessions. You want to make a big change, but you're not sure if you've got time. Obviously, if you roll out quick, it's good because you're only making small changes. But when you've got, and even needing the time to figure out what changes to make, let alone actually putting it on the car.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but I've been enjoying it because it's just the weekends are busier. It's more, more. I feel like we're out on the track more, and it's less sort of just sitting around, waiting, doing nothing. So I've been enjoying it.
What about you, Aaron?
I've actually quite enjoyed the challenge of the, with the 2 different compounds. I found every track so far this year is different. Like Taupo, there was a big balance shift when you put on the super soft. Then when we went to Tassie, there wasn't much of a shift I didn't find. Then this week, it's just been a big challenge trying to figure out what it's going to do. And obviously, most qualifyings were not amazing, so we're looking for big things, and we're trying to make big changes, and then also changing tyre compound. You're rolling into every qualifying, not really knowing what's going on. But
well, you get an extra set of tyres anyway. You should be that guy that gets a cheeky advantage, right?
Yeah, well, yes, no, you're right. But we didn't this round. We stayed with the
soft.
The soft.
Yeah.
So last round we did the whatever the other one was. I think it was the soft.
Yeah.
But this round, I didn't really know what the super soft was going to do. And
Yeah.
I actually liked the super soft at Perth.
Yeah, I actually found it was pretty good. I thought there was going to be more. I don't know about you guys, but I thought there was going to be more tyre deg than there actually was on the super soft. Oh, maybe here we go.
I was, because I haven't, every round so far I've done 4 tyres every time, never done the 2 tyre thing. And then this round they're like, no, you're definitely doing 2 tyres in the super soft race.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm like going around like, yep, 2 left side tyres, happy days, that'll be fine. And then I'm like, getting like 5 laps away from the stint, like, and I'm like,
And you're thinking, nah, this is
this is bad. But I don't want to say anything because they really want to do left side tyres. And then my engineer comes over the radio and says, so some cars are taking 4 tyres. What do you think? Like, mate, sign me up. Get them on there. 4 tyres, please.
I think that, like, on those weekends when you've only got 2 sets of super softs, you may as well use them both. You know, it's like, you know, Taupo. Unfortunately for you, like, you were in an awesome spot and then took 2 tyres and it unfortunately didn't pay out. And like that track's so hard on tyres too, you know. But it seems like more people are doing 4 tyres in those like 2 tyre stops now, aren't they? So
yeah, and the crews I think, are getting so good at the tyre. Like, I know us at BRT would put a big emphasis on pit stop practice.
Well, you guys have been like normally, you've been at the top, haven't you, in the pit stop challenge?
Majority of the time. And like, it's like legit, our guys on the 2 tyres are ridiculously fast. So yeah, pretty proud to be part of that team. And you always know when you're coming into the pits, you're going to be fine. So yeah, I think the other guys, you've seen the Erebus guys have some little issues sometimes. So yeah, nice to jump guys in the
I was going to
lane.
say, I think you've jumped them in the pit lane order as well.
Yeah.
Courtesy of JC's podium.
Pretty pumped about that. So yeah, I got to figure out, what are you doing? I've never been in front of anyone in pit lane. I've got to like turn around a team or something.
Yeah, you might have to. Speaking about obviously the pace that you had, because you mentioned you shared data with Walkinshaw. They had a mega weekend really in terms of pace. Didn't quite execute from probably the results base, but Woody getting his first win. You know what it's like to win in Supercars, Richie. That first win that you got, what was it like with Cam?
Well, I wouldn't really consider myself a race winner, to be honest, because, you know, the only races I've won have been enduros as a co-driver, you know, and I haven't made that step that Woody made on the weekend of getting, you know, a win in a sprint race. Yeah, so that's, you know, something I've really been wanting to tick off. So, yeah, pretty envious of the guys that can do it, you know, in their second season. I think he's
likewise.
You know, he's done an awesome job to turn up and got his first podium in Taupo, and then to back it up so quickly with a win is great to see. But I mean, he's got huge talent, you know, and you know, when you combine it with a great team, obviously it's all just come together. But yeah, it's awesome to see. He's just, you know, when these young guys come through, they either sort of sink or swim, you know, they're either in and out or they just sort of swim, and he's clearly one of those guys that, you know, he's got the skills to, you know, he's going to be around for a long time based on what he's done over these first 2 seasons. So it's good to see.
It's pretty impressive, really. It's annoying that we haven't done it yet, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in my fourth year now, but like I said, it's so tough to do, and like he rolled out so strong as well in Perth and was like qualifying. Like he got his first pole position as well. That's so hard to do, getting a pole position in this category. And then obviously there was a few dramas, and including the one with your teammate on Sunday. Did you get a chance to see what happened there, boys?
I was only a couple behind it, and
you had an excellent view.
I didn't see them make the initial contact, but I just saw them both going over and like drop away to oblivion, and like I saw straight away, mate, I just got 2 spots. Like I was a lap down, like there's no way they're coming back up from whatever's down there. I don't know what's down there, but
I didn't even know Woody
good.
stopped. I didn't even know he'd actually parked up, and because it's just like you said, it's a drop off. I didn't realize he actually got out and just walked back.
Because he was in the fence, wasn't he?
I think there was like proper steering damage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think James's right rear got his left front when he had that moment. But yeah, they were going at it for like the whole race. I think they had some. Woody was on the grass into turn 1. Like, apart from that, like the racing this year has been. I don't know what you guys think, but it's been more aggressive, you know, and people are certainly getting away with more things.
I think it's just a combination of everyone in the top 10 knowing their points are going to get reset.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, you had to be mindful of every spot and every race throughout the whole year.
Yeah. Because
you know,
if you're
the guys that are inside the top 10, they know the points are going to get reset, and then the people that are outside the top 10
want to get in the 10,
have to make everything count to make it in. So
yeah,
I think the new system has had its intended effect.
Yeah.
As well as obviously the driving. You know, the penalties are not as strict as they were before. So
yeah, you can certainly do like not racing main game last year, but watching and then driving this year, you can get away with looks like a whole lot more. Like guys getting tipped as long as you're in that rear little quarter panel. You just get him in there, and it seems to be doesn't matter what happens to him after that. You could have some overlap and happy days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone's got a memory as well, you know, like if you don't get penalised for it, but the driver, if you've taken someone out or you got taken out, you'll just remember, I'll just, next time I'm on the track with him, I'll, give a bit of payback. So,
How was your weekend?
It was okay. It wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't terrible. Like, we finished in the top 10 3 times, but just sort of struggled with the soft tyre, probably more than the super soft. And then, when you're in traffic in the race, it obviously makes it quite challenging. Like, clear air is such a big gain, but when you're just in a train, it's hard to move forward, especially when everyone's on a similar, when everyone's on the same strategy, I guess. But, I mean, it was all right. Like,
do you find the super soft a little easier to feel?
Yeah.
Like the soft just sort of sits on top of the road a bit more?
Yeah. I think that the soft feels like it lasts longer and you can race a bit harder. But the super, I would say, is a little bit more predictable with the feel of like what's going to happen when you get to the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get that.
And then
sort of
also all of like recent experience on that style of tyre that we have is not really helping us this year because we're racing on a different tyre, right? And then we just get this one race every now and again.
On a
where we
super
can
soft.
use our experience. That's what I'm struggling with because I sort of thought that the new tyre would suit me more, but actually it's the opposite. I feel stronger on the super soft.
It's funny that, isn't it? It's like less predictable on the soft, but I guess it's the same for everyone.
Exactly.
So everyone's trying to work it out or what's the best setup to do. And I think the combination of the soft tyre and obviously we've all got these new steering racks as well. And I just think the cars seem to be like handling more wheel-to-wheel contacts as well. And like overall, I think as a fan of the sport, you'd be like, it's great viewing. You know, you're seeing cars pass and stuff, wheel-to-wheel racing, all that sort of things. Where other tin top categories around the world is probably a bit more challenging, and we'll touch on that because you've obviously spent a lot of time overseas, Richie. In GP2, GP3 as well, and then when you were a factory driver for Aston Martin. I know it's been a while since those days, but I mean, can you sort of reminisce on what that experience was like? Racing at Le Mans, Spa, all those sorts of things. How does, I guess, that experience? I know you share a car doing all that sort of stuff, but how's that experience compare to, being, I guess, a solo driver for 11 of the 13 rounds of the year?
Yeah, I do miss racing in WEC for sure, especially, with Le Mans on this weekend. I miss the caliber of that series. It's basically F1 spec. They got the big garages and the big teams and, driving on Michelin tires and so many sets of them and just so much staff in the team. There's hundreds and hundreds of staff. Like, you don't even get close to remembering everyone's names, and it's obviously very different to either a junior category or racing in supercars where you've got a lot less people.
How many people would be in the garage in the Le Mans weekend? Or,
I would have thought 40 or 50, maybe more,
50
depending
people.
on how many cars you're running. But yeah, it's, that part of it I do miss, but it was pretty political, with BOP, and when I was doing it, they weren't quite as onto it with managing the BOP. It seems like it's done a bit better now.
Yeah.
And I prefer sprint racing. I like to be...
I like to start and finish.
Yeah. I like to have a couple races a year as an enduro, with Bathurst, Sandown and all that, where, you get another driver to come in to a longer race. But for the majority of the season, I like to sprint race. I like a race to be about an hour long, hard racing. Every lap's a quali lap. No driver changes. And when I was racing WEC, our shortest race of the year was a 6-hour race. And sometimes we'd do it with 2 drivers, but you'd even have 3 drivers which is fine. But, I went to Europe to try and make it to F1. And when that didn't happen, being from New Zealand, I'd watch, every supercars race while I was still over there. And I was kind of like, all right, now I'm over on the other side of the world. I didn't make it to F1, and now I'm kind of doing something I didn't really plan on doing, as cool as it is.
Yeah.
And I was watching every supercar race, and I was getting a bit homesick. So,
because I think, was it 2016 when you were driving for Aston, you were also, that's when you co-drove with, was it Chris Pither?
Chris Pither, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in the same year, you did a combination of both.
Yeah, yep.
Was that kind of when you thought, okay, this is actually, or was it 17 when you thought, nah, this is, you know?
It was 16 when I decided I wanted to race supercars, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely the harder path. I mean, racing in supercars, in my opinion, is a lot harder than if I'd stayed racing in WEC. So, WEC, you know, you get, you know, you're sharing the car all the time. The BOP is always changing. You know, you could be a tenth or two off your teammate all weekend and no one would even notice.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the case in supercars. It could be 10 spots on the grid.
And the good thing, I think, and I'm sure you'd agree, like supercars, when you roll out, you're just on it straight away. No one's like, there's no target lap time or, you know, you got to back off or whatever. It's just like, we just need to find more, you know, like we need to find more with the setup or whatever it may be. Whereas, like you said, I guess BOP is quite a, well, it's a big thing in whether it's WEC or GT racing. So I think just the raw element of it and the fact that there's no ABS, no traction control, all those sorts of things. We've still got a gear stick.
Yep.
I think that raw element, would you agree, is what is attractive to racing here?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I reckon that's key. Keeping away from ABS and TC. I've done a bit of like GT4 stuff recently. You've done a bit of GT3 stuff. Like, it's sort of cool to do a few laps in it, but yeah, to really be on the limit, feel like you're on the limit as a racing driver, you need to stay away from any ABS and TC sort of stuff.
And you can't, like, if you have any, in a GT car, if you have any contact, like, it'll just ruin you can ruin the splitter or the diffuser or the floor so quickly, and then you just lose, you know, so much aero where, I mean, I guess if you knock the diffuser off one of these, you lose a bit of time, but overall you can, like...
And it's even hard to be close enough to...
hit someone.
To hit anyone,
Yeah, whereas here, like, we're following, you can be on the back of someone, especially on this new tyre anyway.
Yeah, I felt like Perth, we could all follow really, really close. Like, it was hard to make that final bit to make the move, but I was surprised how close people were behind me without making, like, a big lunge.
Yeah.
So, no, I think Gen 3 overall has still been a good product for us.
Yeah, I agree. And on that Aston Martin stuff, so you obviously spent a lot of time overseas racing. Is there a track that really stands out for you that if you were just to pick your favourite track overseas, what would you consider?
The Nordschleife for me was always the best. So the 24-hour race there is probably the best race I've ever done. It's doing that race in a GT3 car doesn't get any better. It's it's tough to beat that one.
Yeah, that's...
So if you're ever thinking about doing a race, I would recommend trying to get a seat to do that.
Isn't there like other like really slow cars out there?
There's a whole range of
That's
cars,
the
isn't there?
I think there's 9. When I did it, there was 9 classes, I'm pretty sure.
Is that just wild at night coming through?
Like a Volkswagen
it
Golf
is,
or something,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
parked up?
It's
That's
crazy,
sketchy.
especially if it rains and then it stops raining and then there's just a dry line on the racing line and you're coming up to a Volkswagen Golf or something and you've just got to send it
That's so good.
on the wet part of the track or even like through the grass sometimes.
What's the radio like? Is it patchy as?
Yeah.
Or is
No,
it...
not that I remember. No,
Really?
there must be repeaters. So,
Yeah, it has to be.
yeah.
But unless
it's,
it's like off SIM card or something.
Ours gets patchy. Like, ours is better the last couple of rounds, but yeah, supercars, we're only on a small circuit and sometimes you have like bad spots.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. What about you? You've spent a little bit of time overseas as well.
I've done a little bit. I probably, at the start of the year, I did some Formula regional stuff for a bit of fun.
Dubai? Was it in Dubai, wasn't it?
Dubai and
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi. They're probably not the greatest circuits to race at, sort of thing. But probably Barcelona. I've done an endurance race there. That was really cool, actually. Barcelona and the whole. I like Spain. That was
Yeah.
probably up there. But you did a fair bit in England, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a bit in England and Europe with British F3 and Formula Renault. Been lucky to do European tracks as well. There's so many good ones, you know, like your Hungaroringen or Red Bull Rings, Spa, Barcelona, Jerez. There's heaps, but I think Spa's a classic, right? I don't think you realise how narrow it actually is until you drive on it. So, but that's up there. That's probably my favourite track that I've raced on. But England has got some cool tracks. Alton Park, Snetterton, Donington, Brands Hatch, GP. Like, there's no room for error there, which is very similar to pretty much all our tracks that we're defined by the white lines and it's grass or a wall, where there's a lot of tracks now in Europe where you got so much runoff, but we don't have that, which I think, again, makes our sport quite attractive, that if you lock a brake or something, you'd be like at Wanneroo, you could be in the sand trap quite easily at the bowl or at the last corner. So, we don't have that issue, I guess, as much with the track limits. So on that international stuff, if you were to do one international race, Aaron, in your life, what would be at the top of the list?
I reckon it'd be 24-hour Nürburgring or Le Mans. I reckon that'd be both pretty cool events, and the lead up, because there's obviously a lot of testing prior to get up to speed. Like, they're pretty. I love endurance racing, so that'd be my bucket list sort of ones.
So your top is the one you did, that you'd say that's the top of the list?
Yeah. I mean,
you've already done it.
Luckily, scratched a few itches.
Yeah.
I guess.
What about one you haven't done?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go back to Le Mans in a hypercar, because I've only ever done it in GT.
Yeah.
Obviously, never raced for the outright win. That would be awesome.
It'd be pretty challenging in a GT car, though. Like, I can imagine at night, for example, when you've got hypercars coming through, would that be, or LMP2 cars?
Yes and no. Yeah, I never found it too difficult. Okay. Nürburgring. Once you race at Nürburgring, you go to Le Mans. It actually feels
easy.
Easy. Yeah. So, but for me, I think one thing I'd like to do would be a NASCAR an oval race.
Yeah,
like an Xfinity oval race.
Talladega 500.
Nah, not the big super speedway like
Martinsville.
Nah, not a short track like the ones that are like 2.5K.
Yeah, okay.
The medium size oval.
Yep.
Obviously, I've seen a few of the supercar guys go and do road courses for obvious reasons, but I'd love to. I feel like if I'm going to go race a NASCAR, I want to drive around in a circle. You know what I mean?
Just give it a go. Do a Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be easy. So I wouldn't want to do it without some testing. I'm not really sure how their testing works, but I definitely want to do some test days before I decide to sign up for a race.
I don't think they get much time on the they only get a practice and then a quali, and that's it. Yeah. Have you spoken to Shane much about how he's gone over there?
Yeah.
How's he been finding it this year?
It's been a tough year, but he's going really good at the moment. So it's all working out for him, which is good.
Big difference to go from, like, he's so dominant when he gets on the road courses, isn't he?
Yeah.
Especially like those. He pretty much cleaned up last year in Xfinity on all the road courses, but ovals is just so challenging. Aaron?
How about Jack Perkins?
I know.
Over doing what is it?
Portland.
I reckon that's
cool.
going to be awesome, and he's in a good Xfinity car with like Joe Gibbs Racing. That's going to be. He's got to have a proper shot at winning or podiuming. Like, I actually really pumped for him. I think it's been a goal for him for a long time, and I think James Courtney's actually going over with him.
Oh, is he?
I don't think he's driving, but he's just going over there, chief supporter or cheerleader.
Knowing James, he'll be up to something, doing some sort of deal over there. Maybe he gets a sponsor for Jack Perkins on the car, and then he gets a podium. Would that work the same way as Perth?
Surely.
The
theory's got to be correct.
Yeah, no, NASCAR would be cool. I'd love to do some IndyCar stuff. I reckon, I love watching that series. Alex Palau's just cleaning up at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that, actually, because it reminds me a lot of supercars, like such tight margins and a lot of people can win.
Yeah, same sort of, it's one mate kind of.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see one guy dominating so much. It hasn't happened for a few years. So, not sure how he's doing that, but
it's all working for him at the moment, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe they're putting some of that silicon in was it the attenuators?
Yeah, attenuator. Yeah, maybe we won't go into that, I guess. Well, we've got this other little sheet here, boys, and it's called the mailbag. So we've got some fan questions that Supercars have got us from Instagram. So we've got one here. Oh, it's actually for me.
Oh, should we read it out then?
Yeah, do you want to read it out, Aaron?
From Ali.
Yeah.
What's Thomas going to buy first with that shiny new contract?
An Aston Martin? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'll just probably keep working on my simulator, I guess. No, it's not as. I wouldn't say it's that shiny. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I reckon it'd be pretty good 2-year deal. And your simulators they're actually going. You've got some good simulators. Are we allowed to talk about that new one that you showed?
Oh,
me?
maybe not the new one, but
okay.
we've got some things in the pipeline.
That's where all the money's going.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much.
Ooh.
So, but I do spend a bit of time on the sim. I don't know. Probably, I've got one dog. I've got a Labrador. We've been thinking about whether we get another one or not, like another dog. I don't know. Everyone sort of says that 2 dogs is the go. You know.
So you don't have any super yachts in your browser history?
No, I couldn't afford to pay for the fuel for the super yacht, let alone the actual yacht. So I don't know. What do they say? The 2 best days of buying a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. Is that right?
I've heard that a lot. Yes.
Or there's another one. Is it the best boat is someone else's boat?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Have you got any pets? You guys got any pets?
We had a couple of dogs.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah. Dogs. I'm a big dog guy, not a cats. Too much fur coming off those cats.
Oh yeah. What dogs you got?
Kelpies. Yeah, they're all right.
Are they well trained?
They're not well trained. And the Kelpies can jump high fences.
Oh
so
really?
I've had a few dramas with the
Them
dogs
getting
going,
out?
Yeah, going for a little walk by themselves, but they're learning.
Okay, that's
learning,
good.
so it's good.
Progress.
Yeah.
It's like car setup. Progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Richie? You got any?
I'd love to have a dog, but just travel too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually I'll get one.
Yep. I recommend it. The first 6 months is pretty challenging, but they are pretty cute. But yeah, it's just you got to toilet train them and all that sort of stuff. All right, Aaron, I got a question for you from Max Verstappen. No, not really. For Aaron, what was it like to get the call up to drive full time?
There's obviously a bit going on in the couple of weeks prior. So yeah, it's obviously it's a lifelong dream, which is finally coming to fruition, I guess. But yeah, sort of getting thrown into it at the Grand Prix weekend. There's a fair few eyeballs on it in general. Plus, yeah, it was a lot to learn, and it was a great weekend. Cool to be there, but yeah, sort of once you get here, you're like, wow, it's a lot higher level than you sort of expect. Like Super 2.
It was harder than was it?
Yeah,
More competitive or tougher than you were expecting, or was it as you expected?
I knew it was going to be tough, but probably I thought we were going to be able to make a few more inroads in terms of sort of setup and performance. But yeah, the field is just so close this year.
Yeah,
and probably other years as well. That it's really tough. Like little mistakes in Super 2, you can afford to lock a brake or make a little mistake that costs you a tenth or two.
Yeah,
you do that here and
it's all over.
You're nowhere. So.
Well, like qualifying, I think the first part of qualifying, was it Saturday maybe, that the whole field was like 7.5 tenths covered from first to last?
I was only like a tenth and a half off making the shootout in the first quali or second quali or something. It was second quali that was. It was ridiculous. Like
so
I was
tight.
Like 19th. It's just, the field's so tight and trying to find that 10th or whatever it's incredibly hard. So especially being in your rookie year and
there's so much to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all learning, I guess, still.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you guys having more experience are still getting better again. Like, it's not like the level just keeps getting higher and higher. So
yeah, that's what makes it tough. You learn stuff and you get a bit more confident, but then you realize that everyone else on the track
doing the same thing. Yeah. You think you're on like a golden path or something, like you found a golden ticket, and then it's like, well,
it's not like everyone else just sat at home while you learned all that. Yeah.
It's like on the weekend, the Delta, like on the car, I think it was one of the qualies. It was like, I was like 4 tenths up at the end of my lap. I'm like, how good is this? Like, I just went 4 tenths quicker than I did the quali before. Surely I'll be like, and then well up there. And you see your
position.
It's on the position thing on the dash. You jump up, and I think we were one of the first ones to do the lap. So we were like up there. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
And then you just watch it.
Just watch it slowly go down as everyone else goes across the line. Man, I improved so much. And then so did everyone else. You're like, oh,
have you got the position on your dash?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it like in quali? You like cross the line, you look down, you like bump up, and then it just dun 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 dun.
Yeah. I can turn it off though.
Oh yeah.
What, in the car?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just change the page so that it's like, because sometimes I just I want to focus on other things rather than being glued to, like sometimes on an in lap, I should be thinking about something else, not just watching,
Where you are.
like waiting for everyone to finish.
When the session's done, though,
Oh yeah, when it's done. Like if I'm
the checkered flag's out and you see it, and you're like, like I was 11th on Sunday, and I was 200ths off the shootout, and it's like mentally, I reckon that's just the worst position.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? The nats off position, because I've had some sessions where I feel like I've nailed it and I'm going to be up there, and then I see myself dropping down. And I'm like, what's going on there? Like I don't understand that at all. And then I've had other sessions where I feel like I haven't done a good job, and
you're up there.
I'm like in the top 5, and just doesn't make any sense. And then the worst though is when you haven't done a good job, and maybe you've run a little bit early, so you're maybe in the top 10, and you're just like, oh no, I'm not going to stay there, and you're just on the inlet, just waiting.
Yeah.
If you've made a little mistake, missed an apex, or the car doesn't quite feel as good as you wanted it to, and you just know you're not going
to stay there.
Yeah, and then you just got to wait for it. But it's
tough.
It's tough. Yeah,
it's demoralising when you just miss out, though.
Yeah.
This one's a good one for you, Richie, I reckon. This is from Amanda. What do you think the racing will be like at Ruapuna next year?
It's hard to say. It's not a big flowy track. So it might be tight, but I sort of thought the racing wouldn't be good at Taupo, and
this year it was quite good.
It was really good there because there's only one fast corner on that track, and obviously if you've got a tire advantage, you can really use it in all the slow speed corners and pass pretty easily. So Ruapuna might be the same. So it's hard to say, but it could be good, I think.
Yeah. Well, we are going there next year, double header with.
Is that week on week, or is there a week in between? Do we know yet?
I don't know.
I'm really
sure.
keen for
It would be either like the week after, or like it would only be within a week or 2 weeks.
I'd say it'd be directly after,
Yeah.
They do a lot of, like with the Toyota Racing Series, they'll do like 5 weeks in a row at 5 different tracks. They've done that for, over 10, 15 years now. So it's probably a similar thing. Load the cars into the shipping containers and chuck them on the ferry across to the South Island and go racing in Christchurch. And that's so exciting for the category, isn't it? That we're going to be racing twice in New Zealand. I mean, the trip over there, it's on the ships for like 5 weeks or something. So while we're over there, I think it's only great that as a category we're doing that, and we've got so many Kiwi supporters and too many fast Kiwi drivers, in my opinion.
Yeah, second that.
Yeah, so we need to just calm that down. But it is cool, and I'm sure it must be cool racing at home twice now.
Yeah, well, I haven't, the last 2 years, I haven't been back to where I'm actually from. Like I fly in to Auckland, go down to Taupo, race, and then go back to Auckland and fly back to Australia. So I've never actually, in the last 2 years, spent...
Oh, so you're from Christchurch, are you?
No, I'm from a place a couple hours away from Auckland.
Oh, right.
It's like out of the way.
Yep.
On the way to Taupo. So obviously with a double header, I can actually go home for a few days, which would be good.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Here's a good one from Martin. I want to get both your opinions on this. Aaron, I'll start with you. Who do you think will be a surprise driver in the finals? Now, you can't say yourself. No, you can if you want.
Oh, I don't think we'll be troubling the finals this year. I think we can call that now. I think Woody. Woody, I think, will surprise some people. I know he had a really good weekend, but I think, he doesn't mind having a go. I don't know if he pissed off you guys last year, but he really, in Super 2 the year before, he'll have send it and doesn't care about, cares about crashing out, but in that finals thing, you've got to be able to just execute and get it up the inside if you have to, and take no prisoners. And I think he'll do that, and especially once we get to some street circuits, I think he'll be quite good. And I also think the Fords are quite good on street circuits towards the end of the year.
I think what's going to be interesting is that, if both team cars make the finals, but then if let's say one gets knocked out in the first go, how that team car will try and help the other team car. Let's say Chaz makes the final four, but Woody doesn't. Just just an idea. What would happen in Teamland? Would he look after Chaz, or because really, like, if you make it to the final 7 but not in the final 4, you're guaranteed 5th to 7th in the championship, aren't you? So
I reckon we've got to, and people got to be sort of calm about it, that teammates, they do it in NASCAR all the time.
Yeah.
Manufacturers, teammates, people don't take people out, but will hold other people up to help their teammate. And I hope it happens in the finals, because I think it's good for that whole rivalry. It starts more of that. We don't have enough rivalries going on.
And then everyone who's not in the finals, and not in the top 10, they just don't care. Just be, who cares? I'm just going for race wins, and that's where the top 4 might be. They could be more conservative because they'll just want to be trying to get the points, and it's going to be interesting. I think. I don't know. What do you think, Richie?
It's going to be interesting, but I think for the guys that don't make it in, it won't change too much, just because, me, for example, I'm just trying to win a race even now, So if I don't make it into the finals,
nothing's changing.
It's I'm not thinking about the championship right now. I'm just trying to get a pole and win a race, and because obviously until you tick those off your list, there's no point thinking about where you're going to be in the championship, in my opinion. Especially with the way the point system is now. So, for me, if I don't make it in, it's the way I go to a race now is going to be exactly the same at those races at the end of the year. But I don't know. If there is some team cars blocking for other cars, I don't know. It's not sort of how I'd like to go about it if it was me, but I'm sure it's probably going to happen. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's certainly a interesting way. I think it's a cool concept that, if you have bad luck throughout the year, but you got a quick car and you're in the finals, then you have a shot at winning the championship. If you get, like you said, Aaron, if you nail those last 3 events, and if you win a race at each of those, you go to the next level. So I think that's where it's really good. And the fact that, if you win everything the whole year, going to Adelaide, you're only going to be at a 50 or 75 point advantage or something. So, it really comes down to that final 4 in the end. So, should be a good turnout as well from the crowd. It's always such a great event in Adelaide, the fact that, there's 4 people that are vying for it. So, I think bring it on. Now, looking ahead to Darwin, we haven't got a lot of break here. We've only got a week off, and I think I'm actually flying in a week's time from now. It's Tuesday, so when do you guys head up?
I'm on a really late flight on Wednesday night. I don't get in until midnight, so it's certainly not the ideal sort of time to be flying in, but it's what it is. And then I'm doing a crocodile
that's
experience
good.
thing.
That's fun. You'll enjoy that.
I'm pumped for that. I've told my commercial guys, sign me up for anything that's cool and exciting. Whilst it's free, let's do it.
So you got the good flight out of Perth, but you got the bad flight going to Darwin. So
yes,
it kind of evens out. I got the bad flight out, get the good flight up. So why do you think it seems to be a favourite event in the paddock going to Darwin? Do you enjoy racing up in the top end?
I like it, yeah. It's a good track. It's in the middle of winter, so
even better.
To go and get some warm weather, for a week, which is good. Camaros were really fast there last year, so I'm looking forward to that.
How'd you go there last year?
Okay, actually, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hasn't been a happy hunting ground for us. Last year wasn't great. The year before, unfortunately, Cam caught fire.
Mate, my car's on fire. Get out, mate, get out. My goodness, what a disaster.
So that wasn't ideal. But hopefully we can sort of turn it around. But it is a pretty quick turnaround. I don't know about your crews. Ours are staying, I think they're still prepping cars now. Ours, we didn't do a ride day, but
same here,
Monday, Tuesday, and then the cars are going straight from Perth to Darwin, which all the truckies are loving. Our truckie Dodge and Lee, they can't wait for the drive because they've never done that trip before, Perth straight to Darwin. I think it's 4 days in the trucks, so that's going to be exciting for them. And then I think 2 more days of prep up in Darwin. So, I like that we're racing sort of, only got 1 weekend off, and then I think it's 2 weeks to Townsville. So, I think that's pretty exciting for the category. And probably the hardest thing would be how we slow down Broc Feeney. He seems like he's just pretty rapid at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, especially sounds like if we're going to Camaro territory, that's probably not going to help. But, so yeah, Richie's going to have to
Pull the elbows out, Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been some tracks though that were Camaro dominant last year. That's been a lot more balanced out this year, like Taupo, for example.
Yeah, well, Red
So
Bull were
it's-
so strong there last year, but
Yeah.
like relatively struggled there this year. But
Yeah.
like Broc on the weekend we won 2 races and he was really quite strong on. Well, he's strong
Yeah.
on super soft, and then that Sunday, really just didn't put a foot wrong. So, his championship leader is doing a mega job. So,
I reckon if he wins the championship, we should send him to F2.
oh yeah. See how he goes. Well, he did
That's how we can slow him down.
Yeah,
Just
just
send
get
him.
rid of him.
Yeah.
How do you reckon he'd go in there? I reckon he'd go
Well,
right.
The reason why I say that is because he rocked up to the last round
At Highlands.
Yeah.
And put on pole, didn't he?
Yeah, ahead of Arvin Lindblad, who's getting his super license now to probably be put into F1. So, I think for Broc to just turn up at the 5th round,
Yeah.
start of the year, and just qualify on pole, and I don't think he's ever raced an open wheeler before.
No.
Works with
I
me.
think,
Get rid of Broc. I'm out of contract at the end of the year.
Will might
see
go to
Jamie.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's okay, there's 2 888 seats available.
Well, you've just signed yourself for 2 years at Tickford, so
Aaron,
I'm free.
Richie, are you a free man? Or are you
Not sure, actually.
not sure? We'll see Richie back at 888, huh?
Heard it here
I'm good
first.
for now.
Yeah, fair enough. You've been there before when you co-drove at SVG. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 That was cool. Bathurst win in 23.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah. So we can't say that. You might not have won a solo race yet, but you have won Bathurst.
Yeah, that kind of
So-
makes up for it for now.
That's
For
pretty
now,
damn
anyway.
good. That is pretty cool. What do we got here on the list? We've got didgeridoo trophies. So that's what we get at Darwin, the Indigenous round. So can't say I've got one of those trophies yet, but quite cool up there to get those up there, hopefully, for us. And then other rounds that we have quite unique trophies, like Gold Coast, we have surfboards. I know Winton, we had snowboards as well. I don't know, any other unusual trophies? I know F1 have been doing some pretty funky trophies. Didn't they have like a gorilla or something at Hungary a few years back? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Remember
Remember
them
that?
giving out gorillas? No, but I think NASCAR
Like a
does the
King
best
Kong.
ones. Like they've got noted here the
Oh, the
Nashville
they had the
guitar.
grandfather clock.
Yeah, that Martinsville. That's
Yeah,
NASCAR. Yeah, they just do everything cool.
yeah. And was it Texas where they get the guns out and just if you win, you fire the guns? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure they've done that. They do some cool stuff.
I'm pretty pumped. I know this is off trophies, but our Indigenous livery this year, it's a smoky for like livery of the event or whatever you want to call it. I reckon.
Really?
She's looking pretty good.
When are you revealing that?
I don't actually know. I assume Wednesday
Oh yeah.
or something. But yeah, I don't know what you guys are looking like, but
Oh, mine will
pretty
be the
confident.
best for sure.
No, but
I
I
don't
just
know.
called mine's the best. So
Richie, you know what yours? Have you seen yours?
Not yet, no.
yeah.
haven't you?
That's another thing. They've got to rewrap the cars as well between the 2 rounds, which isn't much time.
Yeah,
so.
we were ripping stickers off JC's cars straight after the podium on Sunday night, so they could.
Well, you were doing that anyway on the track when you guys were
No, he
coming
was doing
together.
it to me.
Ah,
That's
right.
correct.
Have you guys got a funny social media video planned for your Darwin livery?
Oh,
Yeah, we do
I reckon
actually.
if there was a teams championship for social media, you guys would be P1.
a long way.
At least we're P1 in something at the moment. Nah, we do actually. We do. So hence why we're going up Tuesday. So stay tuned. We did the New Zealand. We went to New Zealand. Everyone does jet boating and bungee jumping. We did the prawn fishing. I don't know if you saw
that
that.
was so good. Yeah.
Oh my God! He's got it! Oh yes! Yes!
Yeah, that was
I didn't
funny
see that
as
one.
we were like. We went to this prawn fishing farm, which was next to the jet boating place, and Walkinshaw just rocked up to the jet boating, and we're like, "Nah, you're gonna go jet boating. Everyone does that. Like, let's go prawn fishing." Anyway, one of the girls that worked at the prawn fishing farm, I said, "Oh, how long does it take to like catch a prawn?" And she said, "Oh, my first time took like 6 hours." And I'm like, 6 hours?
To catch a prawn.
Catch a prawn? But they're sneaky things. Like they're in the sand and they hide and you got like these bamboo sticks and this little bit of bait and it is genuinely challenging. But I caught this like massive prawn, and Cam got this little tiny thing.
Oh, go on!
Yay, Cameron! It was quite funny, but yeah. Anyway, they were good. They cooked them up for us, so we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, it's along the lines of seafood. Let's just put it that way. So no, I'm excited for that. But yeah. But no, Perth. Just had Perth, as we said. Big weekend over there. Like we said, 440 format. Quick one. Highlights for the weekend in Perth. Your big highlight.
Like for us personally,
Just
or
overall,
in general?
on track, off track. What was your highlight?
Probably Jimmy's pace on the race 3 was a highlight for us.
Yep.
It was really, really fast, which I think is, for us, it's a bit of a breakthrough. I mean, I know he had a pole last year, but to see him be so fast, I think is great for us. So it gives me something to follow, which is going to be very, very helpful for us. So that was our highlight for sure.
It's not good for us. You guys need to just, slow down a bit. You got all that pace.
Yeah.
No, it was good to see. Obviously, yeah, there was the late race incident between him and Woody. So, but anyway, that happens. What about you? I guess the podium, right?
Yeah, it's got to be JC's podium for BRT.
Such a team player.
Yeah.
Team player.
Yeah, no, it was a good feeling for everyone on the team. And, that confidence boost that comes from it. So hopefully, Darwin, we can just sort of, we don't expect to be on the podium again, but just keep chipping away and getting further up the front with some results. And
yeah, it was so, like I said, it was so great to see the whole team there. JB, Timmy, Kate, Corey, his number one mechanic, who used to be my number one as well. So yeah, I know it's been tough. So that was nice to put that on the shelf down at Cool Drive, or where's it going to sit? Racer Industries in the.
We've actually, I was talking to JB. He doesn't know where we're going to put it. We're going to have to actually buy a shelf from IKEA and build something because we don't have any trophies. So we're gonna.
You don't have a trophy cabinet?
No, because we don't have. This is our first trophy, so we're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's a good cabinet maker out there and wants to help us,
you'll find someone.
Yeah. So no, it'll be good.
You do driveways, so I'm sure you'll find someone that does some cupboards for you.
I did. We did your driveway at your house.
Yeah, it's starting to crack a little bit, but
Yeah, you'll get over it.
I'd say my highlight for the weekend was Cam and I went to the Perth Children's Hospital on Thursday. We met a few kids there, and this one guy, Nate, he's going through a tough time. He's got cerebral palsy, but he was such a little legend and so switched on, loves car racing, and he came out on Sunday, and yeah, I showed him around the car and everything, and he even got on the grid. So he was there with his mum and his sister, and that was, I'd say, the highlight for my weekend. Apart from, that was pretty cool. So that's one great thing about our sport, I think, and we probably don't do enough of it, but I think we can be quite good ambassadors for the younger generation, and I'm sure you guys would agree. It's pretty rewarding when you see young fans come along, and it's really the highlight of their day, seeing us and seeing the racing.
Yep.
So, well, you know what? I reckon. You got anything more to add?
How do we win in Darwin? What do you reckon?
Apparently, I have a Camaro.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Cross the line first.
Yeah, cross the line first. That'll help.
You guys done your debriefs yet?
Nah, have you?
Nah, but I've been looking at some data.
Oh, yeah? Is it good? It's Jimmy's data?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's tough. I think Triple Eight will be, probably pretty strong again, but it'd be good to beat them up there because, they have been predominantly fast in the top end, but it will be nice, like you said a bit earlier, getting out of the Melbourne weather to go up there. So, for those that are going to be tuning in, it will be, next weekend, Darwin, another 440 event. I think we're predominantly on the soft again. So, one super soft race, and look forward to seeing everyone come out there and cheer us on, and I'm sure we'll put on a show. But for now, boys, I think that just about wraps this podcast up.
Sounds good.
So,
Thank you, guys. It's been good.
Been great. I guess I won't be seeing you in the swimming pool.
No.
No?
No.
What about you? What's on for the rest of the week?
I'm actually going straight from here. I've got a truck parked 5 minutes away, and I'm driving a truck. There's Go-Kart Nationals on this weekend up in Newcastle, so I got to drive a truck up there. So,
geez, you just can't stay away from a racetrack, can you?
No, I love it. It's great. I'm still young enough. I just love it. Love the meeting all the fans on the weekend, it's just, you meet some absolute crackers.
Yeah.
So I reckon there's going to be some up in Darwin that are going to be real good.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't have raced there, have you?
No, S5000 I did.
Oh,
once.
yeah, okay. Yep.
So,
Yep. Could be probably similar feeling, maybe.
yeah, well, I'll let you know. I've got to watch some video footage and see what it's like up there. But, no, it'll be good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I think that wraps up the Drivers Only podcast. Nobody tells it like a driver like us, and this proves it. So, yeah, download the Listener app. You can download it for free and check out this episode as well, or watch it on Supercars YouTube. This little plug there. I hope they're paying me extra for that.
Thomas.
You like that?
Yeah.
That
Cool.
wasn't even on the script.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, an extra
You
page.
got it.
Yeah, I got this extra page. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, thanks, boys. We'll see you in a week and a half.
Thank you.